Well, hello again. Welcome to our reading of John's Gospel. And we're still in chapter 6 and we're up to verse 52. It's quite a long chapter, this one. Emakan konto un. So this is quite a strong verb. Makamai is to fight. And so therefore, hoi iudaioi, the Jews were fighting among one another. Legontes, saying, pos dunatai hutos heimin dunai ten saka, and then in brackets autu, and then phagain. How is this man, that is Jesus, dunatai, able to give to us his flesh, if you read the autu, phagain, to eat? So they've misunderstood his metaphor here. Apen un, therefore Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, aean me, with the subjunctive, so I've seen this before, unless phagete, aorist subjunctive from estheo, aorist is ephagon, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man, kai piete, this again is aorist subjunctive, it's second person plural. The aorist of pino, so the verb is pino, the aorist is epion, and that's the root p in here, and so it uses that to form the aorist subjunctive. And you drink his blood, you do not have life in yourselves. Hot trogo. Now trogo is it's a funny word to have used here, because trogo is classical Greek, means to munch. I think we just translate it as eat here, but it's not the same word. It's not estheo, it's trogo. It's almost devour. It's to munch on something. So the one, I'll just say eating here, the one eating my flesh and drinking my blood has life eternal. Cargo for kai ego, anastaso, I will raise him up. En esgate hemera, on the last day, or in the last day, or on the last day. Hagar saxmu, for my flesh is alethes, true brosis, food. We've had that word before, I think. It's from brosko, another word for eating. This is the abstract noun, third declension feminine. So my flesh is true food, and my blood is true posis, drink. This is the abstract noun form from pino, to drink. You get a vowel gradation into the noun, you get posis, which is drink. Hot trogon, again it's that very strong verb here, the trogo, munching. The one eating my flesh and drinking my blood remains in me, cargo, for kaiego, and I in him. Kathos, just as hotson pater, the living Father. Interesting expression here, which we don't see much elsewhere. So the living Father sent me, cargo for kai ego, I also so live through the Father, or perhaps on account of the Father, and the one eating me also, that man will live through me, or perhaps on account of me. It's dia plus the accusative, so because of me. Rather, sorry, not through, because that would be a genitive, wouldn't it? So it's on account of dia plus the accusative. Hutos esti, this is the bread. Hot katabas, we've had that aorist participle before. The one coming down or descending from heaven, not as the fathers ate and died. The one eating this bread will live, eis ton iona, literally unto the age, so forever. He said these things, teaching in the synagogue in Capernaum. Now some of his disciples found all of this quite graphic description above somewhat unnerving, and it says then, poloi un accusantes. Many therefore from his disciples, having heard this, epan they said, skleros estin hologos hutos. So this word is skleros. Skleros means hard to take, really. So this word is difficult. Who is able to hear autu? Well, it could be him, or it could be it. Normally, akuo takes a genitive of the person, so it's probably him here rather than logos. But some translators take the autu as referring to the word, which is possible because akuo doesn't always follow the normal rules of Greek here, so it could refer to logos or him. So who is able to hear him or hear it? And Jesus, eidos, participle from oida, knowing en hiauto in himself, hoti gongudzusin. We've had that verb before. Gonguzdo, it's onomatopoetic, means to grumble or mumble, grumble against. So Jesus, knowing in himself that they were grumbling concerning this, that his disciples were, that's the subject has been delayed, that his disciples were grumbling about this, he said to them, tuto humas scandalizde. It's a question. Does this thing cause you to stumble? Scandalizdo is to cause to stumble. A scandalon is a stumbling block. It's something you put in front of someone so that they trip over. And you get this wonderful verb, scandalizdo. We get our word scandal, of course, in English. So, does this cause you to stumble? If, therefore, this is subjunctive after ean, you might see the Son of Man, anabainonta, ascending, so going up, hopu where, ain he was, toproteron you take together, this is adverbial, where he was previously. You can't translate the tot separately, it's just an idiomatic toproteron, where he was previously. Top pneuma estin, the spirit is the zoapoion, this is from zoon, life, and poieo, life making, so life giving. So the spirit is that which gives life, is life giving. He sax uk ophele uden. The flesh is not of advantage, uden, in no respect. Greek does double negatives, we don't do that in English. So we would say the flesh is of use not at all, is of no use. Its use is of use in respect to nothing. So we get a sort of internal accusative here. This is from ophele, or ophele, sometimes with short, sometimes with long vowel at the beginning. So it means to be of advantage, to be of use. Tahamata, the words which I, lela leka, this is perfect from lalio, which I have spoken to you. Now, the neuter plural subject takes a singular verb, so although it's estin, it's neuter plural subject. So the words which I have spoken to you are pneuma, spirit, and life. And we get estin repeated. So they are spirit and they are life. Slightly odd to repeat the estin here, but that's what it is. But there are from among you ex humon certain ones who do not believe. So there are certain ones among you who do not believe. Heyday, this is the past tense from oida. It's always a tricky one here. This is the past tense of oida. For Jesus knew ex arches from the beginning. We're going to put the in there, from the beginning. Who are the ones not believing, and who is the one being about to betray him. This is from paradidomi. This is a future participle. A future participle from paradidomi. It means to hand over and hence to betray. And it's a future participle. So who is the one who is about to or is going to betray him? And he said, Dear tutor, on account of this, Hereka, I said to you that Udes, no one is able, Elthane, aorist infinitive, to come to me, Aeon me, unless. Now we get this periphrastic perfect here, and the verb to be has gone into the subjunctive. This is the subjunctive of the verb to be after Aeon me, unless literally it were having been given. So it were given, this is the passive participle from didomi, perfect passive participle from didomi, and this is a periphrastic construction here. So unless it had been given auto to him, ek to patros, from the Father. Ek tuto, so it's ek tuto, this is idiomatic here, it's after this, from this time. You've got to understand chrono or something. So from this time, many, ek in square brackets, many of his disciples, apaelthon, they departed, eis to opiso. Now this is again idiomatic, it's literally into the back, so they departed back home, they departed back from him. Kai uketi, and no longer, peri epatun, this is the imperfect from peripatio, were no longer going, literally walking with him. Were no longer walking with him. Jesus therefore said to the 12, may, now this is a question expecting the answer no, and surely you also do not wish to depart. So you surely also don't wish to depart, expecting the answer no. Simon Petros, Simon Peter, answered him, Kyrie, Lord, pros tina apolusometha. This is from apo and erchomai. So it's that same verb we had up here, but this is now the future. To whom will we depart to? So to whom will we go? But it's much stronger than go, it's depart. It's the same verb we have up here. It's picked up with the future here. So to whom will we go to? So who will we go to? Ekes, you have oremata, words of life eternal. For you have words of eternal life. Kai hemas, and we, Pepistu come in. This is perfect. We get a couple of perfects here. This is from pistuo. We have believed, and this is the perfect from egnoka. This is perfect from ginosko. And we have come to know. So we have realized, perhaps, for the perfect. So we have believed, and we have known. We have come to know, perhaps, hoti, that Sue, you are ho hagios to Theou, the Holy One of God. Jesus answered them, Uk ego humas tus dodeca ex elexa, man, that's a question, and it's beginning with uk, expecting the answer no. So the answer yes, sorry. So did I not choose you the 12. This is that this leg root. It has two strands really. There's the leg root of speaking, which you get in Lego, and there's the leg root of choosing, which you get in words like elect, election, which goes into Latin as well. So this is the verb of choosing and to choose out. So did I not choose you, the 12? Kai ex humon, and from you, heis diabolos estin. One is a devil. It's rather strong here. One of you is a devil. And elegen, he was speaking. It's imperfect. So he was speaking to, or perhaps referring to, Judas, the son of Simon, Iscariotu, Iscariot. Now it's not really, again, check the commentaries on this, it's not really clear exactly what this name means. There have been various theories put forward. It may be connected with a Latin word for assassin. So, but it's debatable, so I'll leave the commentaries, and you can see there's a variant reading here as well, so I'll leave the commentaries to deal with that. But it literally is, he was speaking of Judas, son of Simon Iscariot. For this man, MLN, now here, interestingly, we get just the imperfect with an epsilon. We've seen this before with an eta. There were various different forms of this past tense of mellow. This is the correct in inverted commas one. For this man was about, it normally takes a future infinitive, but here it's just an ordinary one. Paradidonai, to betray out on him. This is the infinitive, present infinitive from paradidomi. One from among the 12. And that is the end of chapter 6.